Hey, this is Nick F. BRANDPRENUER, and I want you to know I love you, but my standards don't. Last week I was working out of one of my favorite co-work spaces, the Gathering Spot here in Atlanta, Georgia, and I was talking to a colleague/client. Her name is Lauren Alexander. She specifically told me to say her name because she said, Nick, you are going to give me credit for this, which I am. So, Lauren, there you go. But we were having a conversation, and she said something that just put me completely at pause. She said, and at the end of the conversation, I said, I love you, but my standards don't. When she said that, I said, stop. What did you just say? She said, Nick, I said, I love you, but my standards don't. I immediately had to write that down. Why? Because that's the situation so many of us find ourselves in. As an individual, you should have standards regarding all areas of your life. Some thou shalt and thou shalt nots. Far too often I've seen myself and others give up those standards and pay the cost at the end because you've done so. You see, standards are nothing more than a set of behaviors and expectations that you have for yourself and others. So Nick, what do standards have to do with my personal brand? I'm glad you asked. These standards establish the benchmarks for performance in your life. I've talked about this in other videos, but the rule of thumb is that people sum you up within the first 30 seconds of meeting you. Take this video, for instance. I had 30 seconds or less to make a solid impression on you, or guess what? You're going to keep on scrolling by. First impressions matter. I have standards. When we look at standards, we typically think of high standards and low standards. There often isn't any middle ground. Transparently, our standards may fluctuate depending upon what area of life we're in. We might have high standards at work, but low standards in our personal life. Or it might reverse. We might have high standards in our personal life and will let anybody at our job treat us any sort of way. I have standards. There are some times when your standards, either personal or professional, just don't line up. Today, I'm gonna just give you a few things to look for to let you know when it's time to go. So let's get into it. The first thing you want to look for is the standard of excellence. I'm here to tell you mediocrity is a disease. And if you put mediocre people around you, guess what? You'll catch it. I've been on teams that have just flat out been mediocre. I've led teams that have not held the same standards of excellence as I have. And you know what? The results paid the price. Lost clients, lost opportunities. I have standards. If you are excellent, put excellent people around you. Set boundaries and bars for excellence. If they don't meet those bars, that's fine. But you got to know when to say, I love you, but my standards don't. You got to go. I have standards. The next thing to look for to let you know when it's time to go is when there is no standard of respect. Listen to me and listen to me good. Do business with those who want to do business with you. There has to be a line of mutual respect. It just can't be one way. I've had clients where I've busted my ass for not my full price, by the way, just for at the end of the day, I have to fight for my check. They're still not completely happy, and I couldn't even get a referral from them if I wanted to, even though I know I did great work. That's because they did not find value in what it is that I did. I have standards. If I do my work on time, you pay me on time. If I give you a call, please call me back. When the basic respect is not there from your client, from your team member, or even a personal relationship, I got to go. I have standards. Now, let's talk about values. Values are those things that are important to you. Spiritually, morally, those things that you care about. They are your lines in the sand regarding you and your life. You know it's time to go when you find yourself not living up to those values. Case in point, many years ago I used to work in corporate America. And at one particular job, if we came in after 8 o'clock, people looked at you like you were crazy, like, hey, what's up, late timer? And then on the opposite end, if we didn't stay late, you got looked at crazy as well. I have standards, but more importantly, I have values. And what I value is my family. So when is it time to go? If you find those around you don't share the same spirit of excellence, respect, or values, it might be time for you to stop hanging about and see your way out. This is Nick F. Nelson, and you've been watching The Brandpreneur. I help people, products, and organizations doing remarkable work get noticed. If you're remarkable, send me a direct message, or you can email me at nick@brandpreneur.com. You take care.